Thank you. Good evening, everyone, to the council meeting of May 28th. I'd like to call the meeting to order at 5:32 p.m. Can I call on Councillor Feeble-Corn to read the land acknowledgement, please?
I would like to acknowledge that the rural municipality of St. Andrews is located on Treaty 1 territory, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. We respect the spirit and intent of treaties and treaty making and remain committed to working in partnership with First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people, creation and collaboration.
Thank you. Adoption of the agenda. Be it resolved that council adopt the agenda as amended with the addition of the following items. Correspondence for action, Gordon Howard Center, Lunch and Learn, and under 13.2 RFD S23-3026, signing of development agreement. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Hunt, seconded by Councillor Marecki. Any further comments or additions? Hearing seeing none, all in favor? Carried. Adoption of the minutes. Be it resolved that council adopt the May 14th, 2024 council meeting minutes as presented. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornball, seconder. Councillor Feeble-Corn. Any further comments? All in favor? Carried. Next item, reception of delegations. I'd like to welcome Lois Weld and Marilyn Williams from Red River North Tourism for a presentation. Good evening, ladies. Just start whenever you're ready. Oh, is this on? I don't think it's on.
They don't need it.
Okay, thank you for allowing us to make this presentation tonight. I just want to bring you up on speed on a few things that we've been working on. One of our signature programs, which is the Garden Art Tour, which is July 21st. This year it will balance between the 3 municipalities is sought. Last year, the bulk of garden on the tour were in Southport, became available in St. Clements. This year, our focus will be on St. Clements and St. Andrews. To date, we have 17 artists, 3 authors, 6 musicians confirmed, and still other applicants to artists to review. Tickets will be available on our website in mid-June. The self-guided tour of $25, the VIP bus tour of $65, only 48 tickets available for the 2 buses, and they have sold out every year. The tour guides will be on the buses giving additional information about local features and history along the tour, and the shops of St. Andrews will provide lunch to the VIP tour participants. St. Andrews Open House is on June 13th, which we'll be attending. Chamber Economic Development Tour is on September 20th, and we will be doing a brief history and a mural tour for those people attending. The Highland Gathering, of course, is the 22nd and 23rd, and we'll be at that. We are also working with them and the Highland Gathering and the Selkirk Canoe Club to produce a rack card. St. Andrews Airport's 60th anniversary is July 12th. And we have requested an opportunity to participate in the celebrations and are waiting on response. Triple S Fair and Rodeo on August 14th. I think this is the date of the RCMP musical ride. The fair will still be going on its usual dates. Red River Paddle Challenge, of course, is on September 24th. We'll again be a one-day event, and we'll be in attendance there. We also do the facilitating with the organizers on Saturday this year. Homes for the holidays, we are trying to bring that other signature program back, and we'll be starting planning in the fall. a year ahead of time. Other advocacy, that we've been doing, and of course, is the reopening of Kennedy House. Still remains a priority. We are becoming increasingly concerned that a lease agreement would have to be struck to fully share the community's vision of the future of the property. And we're still trying to set up a meeting with Minister Schmidt and Minister Simard, the new tourism minister. At this time, we're seeking assistance from the RM to also inquire to set up a meeting so that we can meet with them to discuss this. We are now at a critical juncture. The inside of Kennedy House is being worked on now. Third phase is the final outside the building, but we're afraid that it may come to tender, which is what we were told by the previous government. There's private interest in running the facility. And we're afraid that they're not going to be able to tell the story about Kennedy and the importance of the Kennedy family to the region. So we encourage you to write to the ministers to see if we can get a meeting with them. At our AGM, a new treasurer was elected, Jim Palche, who is also the president of Southwick Biz. We had our ITA meeting on May 23rd, myself, Val Lorenko, our part-time coordinator, Marilyn attended, as well as Councillor Feeble. It's undergone some significant changes in the last 2 years, and it now consists of the board of 6 municipal representatives, 6 industry representatives. Marilyn has been our industry representative since 2018. We are also advertised in the Interlake Tourism Guide, and we're awaiting its release. They should be here by next week or the week after. Travel Manitoba, from time to time, we've been asked about advertising with Travel Manitoba. However, to be effective, it needs to be reinforced with regular repetition. Advertising with Travel Manitoba is extremely expensive, which limits consistent opportunity for us. On occasions when we have advertised, we have not been confident with the results and were they sufficient to continue the expense. Tourism Industry Association of Manitoba conference inaugural AGM. Bell and Marilyn attended the day-and-a-half tourism conference and found it excellent. Speakers were of high quality and their presentations were relevant to both large and small communities. We had an opportunity to hear from Minister Simard, Manitoba's first ever official Minister of Tourism. The newly founded TIAM will improve communications between government and industry members, and they have already been active in national communications and issues surrounding Clear Lake. Red River North joined the new organization early in its initiation, and Marilyn was elected to their board of directors. The Selkirk Lift Bridge. The Blue Bridge is iconic and a signature feature of Red River North region, deeply embedded in the history of the community and links across the river dating back to 1870s and before the construction in 1935 to 37. Red River North, it recommends that the bridge be maintained as a historic feature in the region. Recent comments that have been made in the legislature regarding the bridge, and perhaps there would be value in the 3 municipalities jointly informing the government that while maintenance and repair of the bridge would be welcomed, consultation with the communities needs to take place. And up for discussion is Destination St. Andrews. What projects are on the priority list? I understand that we'll be meeting with Teresa over this. Is that correct? No, that's the extra 2,000 that you give us per year for St. Yeah. And actually this year there'll be 4,000. We did not receive our money till late August last year, so there's about 4,000 to spend on what you want us to spend it on.
Okay, so I would say that you'd have to might as well contact Teresa
Okay.
direct.
Scott House, advocacy for upgrading the site for more thoughtful representation of area history. That'll be the next thing we'll be working on. And we have some ideas on how to restore the building. Murals, RNT is upgrading our mural information on Zscape and the website. Are there plans for any murals to be installed in St. Andrews? And that's another one of our suggestions or priorities. And we're open to any questions you may have.
Thank you. Council members, do you have any questions or comments for Marilyn or Lois? Council Beavercorn?
Just for information purposes for general public, if they have an event that they're proposing, how do they get a hold of you, just so that people know how to reach out and.
Well, they can contact us either by email or by telephone.
Just send us the information,
Yeah.
we'll post it. And in fact, if there is an event, you can go onto our website and post the information on the calendar yourself.
Okay.
And they should be encouraged to take out a membership, because then we can promote them more readily. I know last year there was that rock concert or whatever, and we had reached out to them and they never bothered to put out a membership. I mean, there's a reason why we have a membership and promote those places before other things. Like, we're limited in how much time we spend on somebody that isn't a member.
We did promote the event.
We did, yes.
But we didn't do any paid advertising.
Deputy Mayor Darvas?
I wanted to thank you for looking at the Scott House. I kind of live in that area there, so going down the strip and you see all the history there and you look at that house and you're like, there's gotta be
It's
something you can do, and it's unfortunate that it's in the shape that it is, but thank you for actually putting that on the radar for you.
Yeah, we have some ideas. The architecture group actually reached out to us, that is doing the inside of Kennedy House. And I think we need to speak to them. Perhaps something can be worked out with the U of M Architecture Department. And there's somebody in the region that still trains stonemasons. So perhaps the part that has fallen in could be restored as a teaching opportunity, and it'll be something we'll be pursuing once we get Kennedy House hopefully moved over to you guys.
Kennedy House is the priority right now. I had the opportunity at the TIAM conference to speak very briefly with both the minister and his booking assistant, and sort of put them on notice that we would like to have a conversation about the house. And they have all the information. They've got our proposal, they've got the package. But our last contact with the department, the package had drifted down to the young man that does the leasing for parks. And he's the one that's going to issue the RFP. And we know that there are some interests that have been hanging on for a long time, waiting for the house to be repaired. So if we are genuine in our effort to make this a community-based location, historic location, the way the rectory is, I'm concerned that if we don't act soon, we may miss the opportunity. And we've been working on this now for 6 years. It would be a shame to let it slip through our fingers at this point.
Councilor Hung?
So I have another project, there's some residents in Petersfield looking to make a trail from the Mallard Park down to the end, down to Chesapeake Resort. The trail now is called Tom Prince Drive. It's also the birthplace of Tommy Prince. And he was Canada's most decorated
Yes.
First Nation soldier, you know, so they've talked to the province, talked to the federal government, and they just keep on sending them down the line. I think this is a great opportunity for the governments to take part and ourselves and to recognize, you know, the road is already named after him. And with everything going on in governments and that, with Indigenous, I think they should come to the table and try to get something done there. Not tomorrow or the next day, but it's gonna take time though. There's even a property along the road that could be purchased for, and then interpretive center, you know, so. The opportunities are limited on something like that, especially with.
So have they already spoken to, have they spoken to, the province or?
Yeah, and they just put it down to the minister and I forget what she had said they had put her down to and just. But
Well, that might, well, could be the same two ministers. Schmidt is the minister for Parks and Conservation, and Samard is now the Minister of Culture, Heritage, Recreation, and Tourism.
I can
So-
set you up with her and like it's on our books too, but we're still finishing the Trans Canada Trail and working on that. So it's in our rec master plan, but it's just that, and we can't do it on our own if at all. It's just that we need provincial and federal government to recognize, you know, a person of this stature.
Mhm.
That is his birthplace and there is land there, you know, that could be used for that purpose for an interpretive center or well, something that we could look at over the next few years
Okay,
and,
so we'd be willing to look at that.
that's what happens sometimes. We just forget about this stuff and it goes
Yeah.
to the next person that we, you know.
And it's quite interesting, when, with us researching Kennedy, we actually, there's a professor at York University who is a great grandson from Kennedy's first family, his Aboriginal family. And he just discovered, the last few years that who he actually is from. And he does a lot of work with Métis and Aboriginal recognition. So we hope to contact him shortly because he would be someone you would want
An
at
asset,
the
yeah.
opening of the house and may be able to help us. He's renowned all across Canada apparently for working with land rights and stuff like that. So we've got to write to him and
We also had contact from a young woman on the Saskatchewan Alberta border who believes she is a descendant of Kennedy as well. So there is some interest. Word has spread. I don't know if there's been any opportunity to engage the Manitoba Métis Federation, but I think it would be extremely important to have them on board for this and really the meeting, they should be at the meeting with the ministers.
At the MMF signing of the MOU last week, I met Lauren Pelche. April Curry is going to be setting them up with a briefing, which thank you, I'll email her tomorrow. Because MMF, and I know their minister, Alfred Anderson, was having a meeting this month, but I don't think he said what minister, but he was bringing up Captain Kennedy House. But I think it's important if you, myself, Justin, we meet, as he's on that committee, and set up a meeting with these two ministers sooner than later.
yes,
Because April just said she was gonna give Lauren Pelche a quick briefing on everything, because
Yeah,
like
we
she has all the documents.
we dropped off the documents for her and I spoke to her at the Selkirk Heritage Night. And she said that she was going to be going to a meeting and she wanted the information, so maybe we can get in there too, like through her speaking to him as well. She said she was having a meeting with Minister Samard, so.
Okay, and I think their Minister Anderson was going for that same meeting.
Okay, good, because Bucky is on the committee.
Okay, so I'll follow up.
Okay,
I'll include all the council, I'll include you in the, Councilor Markey, did you have anything for the ladies?
No, aside from how is Captain Kennedy House doing? Have you recently been in there and viewed the construction?
Not this round of construction. This is the interior renovation that they're doing and it's wallpaper and things like that. I've normally the staff will contact me when there's something, they're on the next step. The architects that were working on the design of the building contacted us. They're doing a presentation to a national group. And we're using Kennedy House as an example of how working with the community can save heritage structures using the work that they've done on Kennedy House. So we were very happy to supply them with some information. They've been very sensitive to the nature of the house and the time period of the house in their renovation designs. So we're hoping that it will be done soon, but honestly, if it wasn't done during the summer, we might have more time to get our ministers. It's done next week. I don't know.
Councillor Monder is present on the screen, on Zoom. Councillor Monder, do you have any questions?
Yes, I just thank you very much for the presentation. We're all looking forward to the completion of some of these projects, Captain Kennedy House in particular, as well as the Scott House, where Canada Goose is nesting in the rafters since the springtime. So that's kind of interesting, but it would be nice if we could get that all fixed up for the people to enjoy as well. So thank you again for your presentation.
Thank you. Any other members have anything else to add? Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, our next delegation is Jillian Swatsky and Avril Stephenson. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah. So my name is Jillian Swatsky. I'm the Regional Lead for Human Resources. So I'm here on behalf of the region to talk about the expansion project, Selkirk Regional Hospital. And this is Avril Stephenson, our Executive Director of the Foundation. So you probably know about the project. I hope it's been years in coming, and the new hospital had the new wing. So it was built, we think not big enough. So there's we have a great need for additional beds across the region. And so this is part of that effort. So there's 30 beds that will be coming online this fall. There's 2 medicine wings. One is an 18-bed wing, and that will come online September 1st, first patient day. And then an additional 12-bed medicine ward coming online November 1st. So on the first side of this page, you can see some details about the building, you know, some pictures. It'll look just like the rest of the hospital, so it should be one cohesive space. We're excited about this, of course. Being from Human Resources, it's the staffing then, that's the next step. And of course, we all hear in the news, there's a staffing crisis. So we need about 140 people, 140 positions. And so on the other side, you can see some of the needs that we have. And we're, you know, our recruitment campaign is certainly just getting going and is underway. And we're looking for people, not just nurses, not just healthcare aides, but maintenance, dietary, laundry, all sorts of different roles. And, you know, we are focusing on drawing from Winnipeg. Selkirk's very close, so we're hoping we can get some new people working in the region and not just draw from existing sites, but also then encouraging folks from the local communities to join healthcare if they haven't or worked in healthcare before. So it's a great opportunity. But that's also why I wanted to meet with you today, is just to say, how can we collaborate, partner? What channels of communication do you have that we can link into to help spread the news about these opportunities for employment? We have some training coming up. So you'll see on the right-hand side under education opportunities, we have a 3-week micro-credential that we piloted starting last year. and it's turned out to be quite successful. It's a micro-credential, health-carried micro-credential. So for folks who, can't take time off work to go for training, that it's a paid, free 3-week training, and you go right into a job from that point. So, we start you right into an employment and basically train you on the job in a focused way. And so that opportunity has gone around the Interlake Eastern region and is continuing this year. And our next offering is in Selkirk on July 2nd. So there's one happening right now in Fisher Branch, another one in Selkirk, and then we're starting again in Selkirk. So if you know folks who this might be a good, grade 10 education, don't have to have other credentials, but just be wanting to care for people. Really, that's all it is, right? So that's an opportunity as well. Assiniboine Community College, we partner with them. They're a wonderful regional partner. They really understand rural training and community needs. And so they are offering a LPN course in Beausejour starting in January of 2025. So we're actively recruiting for that, as well as a certified healthcare aide program in this September of 2024. So that we're also recruiting for. So if you know some high school grads, so the certified program, you can work in acute care in the hospital. With the micro credential that I was just speaking about, you can work in home care and long-term care. But then there's a bridging program. So once you've got your 300 hours, you can move into the hospital for the bridging program. So we try to find ways to walk people into healthcare, remove barriers, and gain employment with us. So we have benefits, pension, right? It's a good gig in healthcare, actually, despite what you might hear on the news.
Have you
So-
gone to the high school, like to talk to them?
Yes, absolutely. So we're going through the high schools regularly. Yep. We hope to even see a healthcare aide program offered right in the high school through the curriculum. That's a goal of ours as well. So we're meeting with the divisions on those opportunities too. So yeah, absolutely. But it's not just people who are, fresh out of high school. It's people who maybe they were at home with kids and now are ready to, work again, or recently retired, but just want to work. So there's lots of part-time opportunities. So there's opportunities for everybody, I like to say. So like I said, 140 people we're looking for. It's a big opportunity, but it's an important contribution to the communities to provide healthcare. So it's important, and we want to make sure we connected with you today. Happy for any questions about this expansion project or the recruitment before I hand it off to April.
Council members, do you have any questions?
Take 2 more sheets. I may know 2 more people.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. So there is a website also, irhacareers.ca, and you can sign up for kind of information, and you can lead to more opportunities there. We also have a lot of different social media channels. So if there's ways that you want to share, like our stuff on LinkedIn or Facebook or wherever you are, we're happy to be connected with you. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. Councilor Mondo is on the screen. Councilor Mondo, do you have any comments or questions?
I don't really have any comments. I just think it's a wonderful facility and a great asset for the RMS St. Andrews to have it in our community. And I've utilized the facility a few times in the last couple of years and been extremely pleased with the service and the care and everything that's involved with the hospital. So just thanks again for everything.
You're welcome. I'll pass that along. We're not perfect. We absolutely make mistakes as well, but thank you for this.
Thank you. And I just wanted to have the opportunity to introduce myself as the Executive Director for the Interlake Eastern Health Foundation. So our role is to work in partnership with the Interlake Eastern Regional Health Authority, to work with community, to partner, to find ways to fill the gaps where funding doesn't exist for programs, equipment, facility renovations, things like that. So really I just celebrated my first year with the foundation, and the foundation is still really new. So we're really trying to increase awareness about who we are and what we do, and appreciate the opportunity to share some information with you. So we're participating in the One Great Lotteries campaign in partnership with 28 other Manitoba charity organizations. So you may have seen that advertised. So people have the opportunity to support one or all of those charities. And so it's giving us the opportunity to really expand our reach and let people know that we're here and raise a little money in the process. So appreciate you sharing information, and if you have any ideas about how the foundation can support, would love to hear those as well.
Thank you, because I was at the last Zoom meeting. I believe you ladies from it. But anyway, I forwarded your information to our rec director, Teresa, because the RM has an open house. I forwarded all your information, but I had never heard back from her, but I didn't expect it, but I said to reach out to you because if you could have a space. Were you contacted? Because then,
No.
you know what, then our apologies, probably full already. Okay.
I'll keep us on.
What we have
Yeah, for next time.
Absolutely.
I'll actually have to call her, maybe if they have a cancellation or something.
Yeah,
that you
sure.
could Put your, because I thought of you right away at that meeting. That's
Mhm.
why I passed your intro. Counselor
Yeah,
Recchi?
just one more question. What is this building exactly gonna be used for? Is it gonna be, integrated into the rest of the hospital, or is this gonna be a specialized area?
No, it's medicine wards like we have now. So right now we have about. But, so, you know, our emergency department, and then, you know, if you're admitted for care, you go into the medicine ward and that's where you're treated. These are more of those beds. So another 30 treatment spaces, essentially. We are always full. There's always that backup into the emergency department, and we need more space for folks in care. So it's not specialized. So we also have obstetrics, we have surgery. It's not specialized in that way. It's just for folks who are receiving care in the hospital.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Council members, any other questions? Well, thank you so much. This is very great, and our meetings are recorded, so this will spread to everybody that watches our meetings as well.
Okay, wonderful. I will just note then that all of the brand new job postings that are coming, they're not quite launched on the website yet, but they are very soon. So if you don't see something there yet that you're interested in, or that folks are interested in, just check back.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, the RCMP were to be here. I don't see them here, but their quarter report is attached. You know if they were coming in person?
You were supposed to be,
Okay, you got baseball. That's okay. It's fine. Okay, council reports. Thank you, Councilor Marecki. Yours late, I see it's on there now. The only, everybody else is here except Councilor Mondor. Do you have a report for an external committee report?
I have nothing prepared for the external committee report. Completely slipped my mind and till I saw your email yesterday. So
Okay, because if you don't appreciate it, Sherry sends a reminder if you could just say have no report, or, you know, I did not attend any external committees, whatever, just so there's something on the record.
yeah, I would have written something. I just completely slipped my mind with everything, I guess. So
So you did have a report, so if so, included in the June.
no, I had not prepared a report.
Oh. Okay. Thank you. Any questions or comments on the reports that were submitted? Councilors? You don't want to have Councilor Hunt April 24th meeting, watershed, Zoom, water. What were the highlights of that meeting?
So that's the, go over here. The, PMT is the, so the province mandates the watershed districts to conduct open houses with the public. I think there was 5 of them 2 summers ago, to basically do a SWOT analysis. So your strengths, weaknesses, and the threats of the area. So this is coming down to the report that's going to be given to the government. To come up with maybe new information about the watersheds. So,
who compiles the report?
the staff.
Oh.
So we had the open houses, like there was one at the Interfamily Library, there was one at Gimli at Farmers Hall. There was one, there were 2 summers ago, there was advertised in the paper, and anyway, there was, and the one in West St. Paul at the new Seven Oaks School Division there at their site. Anyway, there was about 30 people attended each meeting and, talked about what's working, what's is good for the community, you know, and you had different ideas, different concerns around the lakes, around the lake, and then, Selkirk was an urban area, so different conversation from there. So the report should be forthcoming, that's given to the government, and it'll help shape, the direction of the watershed district.
Okay. And anything to report from the weed board meeting?
Minutes are coming, so it's like I say, it's the same as the airport board, as minutes are always behind. The last meeting was 3 weeks ago. Approved our budget, our operating budget. Everything's going well there. We're selling a tractor at McSherry auction. Coming up, we're gonna be leasing tractors a year now as well, or a tractor. Tractor sits in a shed for 8 months, just losing its value in that, so we're gonna rent for 4 months for the one tractor. And that's what it on that. Staffing issues is still good. That I always have a hard time finding seasonal staff of that short of a distance. It's 3 months usually, so.
Is there an increase in the budget for some of the weeks that's coming up right away? I can see, I can hear it right now. There's gonna be.
We built a budget in a couple of years ago. It's like 2 or 3%. So that's a standard. We built it into the budget. So we pay the same as St. Clements pay. And that's our regulatory spraying is required from the province. And any weeds that are problem weeds. We do another program. We do bulrush eradication in some of our main drains. That's over and above. We spray at our landfills. That's over and above the fee that we pay to the. So it's I think it's $36,000 or $38,000.
Yeah, I know that there's a few fields by in Ward 2 that always get some of that's just constant noxious.
So any of that spraying is always put back onto the landowner. And if it's not paid by September, we've seen back a while ago where we passed a resolution to put any unpaid bills from the weed board onto the taxes.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions? Councilor Markey, thank you. You did get in the report. Is there any update on the 60th anniversary on July 12th at the airport?
Let's see, update, no, nothing's really changed. No, nothing's really changed since the last update, and aside, from the fact that everything's on track, I'll be doing advertising in the Selkirk, Record, got a really good deal with them, negotiated $1,300 bill down to $1,000. Pretty good. And also the advertising on the Gimli radio station. That's in the works right now, so that's about it.
When is your next meeting? Because I see.
Yes.
If you could bring up about Red River North Tourism.
No, actually, yeah, we're looking at that.
Okay, so and fill them in because they said they still don't know.
That's
They would
right.
set up a tent like they do everywhere else.
That's right.
which is
No,
great.
we're looking at that.
Okay, good. I think because I know how booked they are,
Mhm.
just the sooner you let them know, the sooner they can go.
Right.
Councilor Hunt?
So the next meeting is the AGM on June the 10th. So we can, and I'll actually be attending that now. I'll be back for it. So you can bring it up then. Does he
Remind
have-
me if I forget.
Because they have a meeting after the AGM.
Okay,
So
yeah, I saw that. Okay, thank you, everyone. Welcome, gentlemen. You can just have a seat at the front table. We moved ahead with you, but we'll hear from you now.
Already, are we?
Pardon?
Late, are we? No.
There, a little bit there.
Just a little bit. That's okay. We've got lots.
I apologize.
So welcome to Inspectors Tkachuk and Lambert.
Thank you.
Thank you. We received your quarterly report.
Excellent. So yeah, I guess first stops with Inspector Lambert is joining me here. Had replaced Inspector Hollingworth. So welcome him, and he's a longtime member of Salt Creek Detachment, so nothing new for him here, but I'll just speak to some of the, I guess, the variances in some of the crime stats that we have reported the last quarter. Overall, I think that some of our initiatives over the past quarter have proven effective, I guess, in some of the significant drops in property crime that we had enjoyed. So going down to theft of property under $5,000, we went from 21 to 5, which we're quite pleased to see. We've taken on some proactive initiatives through the last quarter, late into last year and into this first quarter of the year here. We're doing late night patrols. It's really a proactive initiative to help to curb the property crime in the area of, not only in the RM of St. Andrews, but in the other RMs that we lease as well. So, and to speak to some of those theft under, we're seeing, a couple thefts of gas, very minor thefts overall, thefts of from a motor vehicle, that sort of thing. So a pretty significant drop in a lot of those thefts. And then moving on down to theft of a vehicle, a little bit of a change there from 5 to 7 over the past, or in comparison to the first quarter of last year. Again, a couple of vehicles were stolen while the individuals rice fishing, vehicles being stolen from the driveways of residences. Still have to encourage people to make sure their keys are accounted for, keep them in the vehicle, in the sunvisor, that kind of a thing. But overall, not a significant increase. Down to municipal property, significant drop there. Again, just some vehicles that were damaged, that sort of a thing from 23 to 9. Break-ins of residents, again, we attribute this overall decrease just to some of our proactive patrols, and even the ones that were reported, both being of the residents and business. A couple were falsely reported, so they were unfounded, and so that number is pretty low overall. And just one file to mention, we did have a break and enter in progress, which the members were able to successfully catch up to the people involved. And upon crashing the vehicle, they fled on foot, and we used the police dog to arrest all 3 of them. So the one that we were able to get and get 3 in custody and charge them. So that's a file to note as well. So overall, property related stuff, I think overall we were quite happy with the decrease, and we're hoping we can continue that on as the summer season approaches here. So assaults, we did see a slight increase. These were related to, there were a couple spousal assault type of incidents. One was a family dispute, and then one was a school type of a dispute. So not minor, but in the grand scheme of things, not a significant increase. So the big number I think we can speak to is the mental health act calls. That's a pretty significant increase. And this is something that we're seeing across all of our service areas, unfortunately. Whether it's drug use, some of the effects of drug use, the effects of even like post-COVID, we're seeing people that are struggling with anxiety and some mental health challenges. So we're constantly having to navigate our resources to manage these type of calls, because it can be serious in nature, but they also typically are very taxing on our resources, because once somebody's arrested under the Mental Health Act, we're obligated to retain custody of them until they're cleared medically. So we do track our hours that we spend dealing with mental health patients, and it's a significant number. But unfortunately, we're legislated by the province to deal with these matters, and until there's something in place, I guess, at the institutions or at the hospital that would allow us to pass off these individuals to a guard or some sort of a safety officer, to retain custody of them. So we're looking to some, for some internal process tweaks, I guess, if you will, just to make sure that we're utilizing our resources as much as we can in an efficient manner, because we're not, unfortunately, we don't have the fast track when it comes to the hospitals, for instance, where we have the individuals triaged and we're put in the queue, and it can be hours, right? Like last week, the Selkirk Hospital was an 18-hour wait. And so it's something that we're challenged with, like, again, across the board in all jurisdictions, and it's very taxing on the resources. So, again, we're looking at some of the partnerships we can form with our START program and different community services to help us deal with these individuals, because a lot of them are repeat clients where we're getting multiple calls. It could be 12 calls a month with 20 individuals. So we're looking to, we have engaged our START program and different programs within the city, with the area, that we can turn these people to get help, because it's just a revolving door, right? And we take them to the hospital, we see them on the street the next day, and not a whole lot's changed, right? So that's something we continuously work with.
We're also developing a relationship with the hospital to leverage our fixed amount of resources on both sides to create some efficiencies, or uncover some efficiencies in how we manage the amount of medical patients that we're bringing in for assessment. It's a work in progress. We're confident that it's going to bear fruit for a period of time. Yes.
Yeah, and they have a lot of the same challenges as we do as far as resource shortages, which creates these long wait times, and you understand the pressures that we feel, and so we're looking to just make some improvements where we can, where use the legislation to maybe to our advantage a bit. So any questions on anything operationally before I move to the resource
Council
picture?
members, any questions? Councilor Murphy?
Yeah, I have one question. Okay, this report that we're looking at is from January 1st to March 31st. What I've noticed is an increase in, I guess, vandalism of street signs.
Okay.
Anything on your end?
There were no files that, like when I looked through the mischief, are these being reported? Are you hearing this through?
No, I'm actually seeing them, yeah,
Okay.
street signs that are just knocked down or ripped off. I can count, 4 I've seen in the
Okay.
last, in the spring period, not in this reporting. So I guess something like that would be under, vandalism?
You'd be under mischief, yeah,
Under
mischief
mischief?
under $5,000, mischief to property, yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
Because you're the way down, which they can certainly
Yeah.
make note of that for our next report.
The information I have is that it's going around the schools. This is some sort of rite of passage
Okay,
ritual, so.
okay, well, you can certainly make note of that and share them with their membership.
I had received a call from a resident, and I believe Council Murphy did too. The kids, this is the thing now,
Okay,
they're just out, highways in Steinbach are just pulling their hairs out, like the head office like the highways department. They can't keep up, but this is the thing with kids, to just see how many they're either sawed off, kicked out, or hit by vehicles. But the thing is to hit as many traffic signs as you can.
I haven't heard anything myself. But that's not to say it's not happening, like, we can, make a note of that, and if we can put it to a certain area, if it's happening in a certain area, we can do some
Everywhere.
mapping. Pardon me?
It's everywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Councilor Hunt?
So you talk about the Mental Health Act, like it takes a lot of your resources when you arrest somebody or just take them to the hospital?
It's not so much the initial arrest, but we're required under the act to stay with that person as a person in custody until they're dealt with, within the hospital by a designated, person.
Okay.
We understand that designated person to be a especially trained, mental health nurse. On occasion, the emergency physician can take over. But they have to be medically triaged first, and that can take time before they're, assessed on their mental health. In the meantime, while that happens, we have to retain custody of them.
I know we've talked to AMM, like AMM is our provincial lobby group that lobbies on behalf of the municipalities on these situations. And we brought up to them before, and it's in progress with them, but they had said that there's pilot programs in Brandon and in Winnipeg that are going on. To what extent they're working, I don't know. But our June district meeting is coming up on June 19th. I think it's something to ask as an update, how that's going for the Interlake area as well as the region for Manitoba, because they go to 7 regions or 6 regions around Manitoba and do the district meeting, so.
This detachment looks forward to the results of those discussions.
So how many hours a month would you think that you lose from patrols in those kinds of instances?
Well, we do actually track that. I can't speak to those numbers right now, but I can provide you with numbers down the road. They are significant. There are quite a few occasions where the resourcing for the entirety of the detachment is encumbered by mental health calls, a variety of different mental health calls. Mental health calls on an individual basis are dependent on the wait times of the hospital for that medical triage. They can range anywhere from an hour to, I think we saw recently, upwards of 18-hour wait times.
Yeah, that's.
And you're looking at a rotation of members, bathroom breaks, meal breaks.
That's like 1 man per day you're losing, or maybe more.
More than.
More
And
than
if
that.
there's also the transport once they've been medically and mental health triaged at the hospital. They've been identified as somebody that requires long-term custodial care. Then we're also mandated to make sure that they get to that facility, and it could be from the Selkirk Hospital to the Tyndall Building on the Selkirk Mental Health Grounds, or it could be as far away as I think Winkler is our next closest institution. That's a 4-hour round trip at minimum, and more likely we're sending 2 members with, because they're alone for extended periods of time on the highway. So that's the closest one we have seen where sent as far away as the fall. So it's challenging.
I believe Councilor Speedcorn, you spoke to that at AMM. We worked on that because you have somebody in the that's working on this as well.
Our criminal operations in the division headquarters are tracking that. We're just not confident it's going just as yet, and how that's being leveraged against possible changes to the legislation.
Because we were talking to him. I can't remember.
Inspector
his name.
Baldwin or,
Cam Baldwin.
Cam Baldwin.
Yeah, so he was spearheading the, like the community safety officer program, which is very similar to the institutional safety officer program. So I think now Cam Baldwin is now spearheading the institutional safety officer program, because that's what really would allow us to then turn these individuals over to they'd be a peace officer. And that would be a tremendous improvement to our resource picture and just leaving, taking that pressure off of us. That's something that, to your point, sir, like just advocating to the AMM about, it's hundreds of hours, like with over the course of a year, it's hundreds, if not more, like it's pretty significant. And, we do kind of bring in time members if we have enough this morning, just to impact day-to-day operations, but that's challenging too, because getting overtime in kind of what's happened. So something that we were talking about it, this afternoon, just making some improvements where we can.
Well, let's bring it up on the 19th, because it's a little bit more informal
Because I
discussion.
have letters from Chris Gertzen yet that thanked the province for instituting that this problem was solved. That's why I was so shocked
Well, I
a
don't
couple of
think
years
ever
ago.
be solved, but.
Because I had all the letters thanking, you know, whoever the provincial
Yeah, and we-
politicians
yeah.
for looking after this.
Yeah, like we met with the hospital, a couple of weeks ago, and they are, hiring, in the process of hiring some, enhanced security guards, because right now they have, like Garda or a third party, company, but they're gonna be more, in a better position, well, better trained to respond, so. And during our meeting, they weren't sure if they were gonna be peace officers and be more like an institutional safety officer where they would be able to take custody of the patient, because that would be a tremendous, help for us, is to basically do that turnover. But that's what we're interested to hear from them, because they were gonna research as to whether or not that was gonna be the case, whether they were gonna be institutional safety officers and have peace officer status, because that's what we, need, so.
What were you saying? Were you talking with Marianne Ellis by chance? She did.
It was Katie Hibbs. Katie Hibbs, she's the director of patient intake and flow, I believe it is.
There's a small group that's developing into a bit of an ad hoc working group, informally and localized. So that we can solidify the relationships just specifically with our detachment in that facility. We're encouraged by the results so far.
Thank you.
Is there any talk of the ARC program in Winnipeg, through Shared Health coming to different regions, like, and out here, like for kind of like non-violent, low crisis response kind of programs like that, or?
There's been no discussion.
Yeah. The ARC program used to be in Selkirk. I don't know where it disappeared. It's actually not very far from my house, so I don't know where it disappeared to.
Like, I know it's still running in Winnipeg.
Yeah. We leverage our START program quite heavily with this. If any of their programs or services can be thrown, at least to do with some short-term mitigation for some of our more struggling clientele. Those are the ones that we're able to identify proactively through coming in contact with them on a day-to-day basis. The START program runs within our detachment. It's a quick walk down the hall for our members to let the group there know that there's a potential client in the wings, and they will reach out to them on their own time to try to assess and throw resources their way. We're also confronted with the issues of what's called Form 2 under the Mental Health Act. It's a family member or caregiver that seeks out a warrant to bring for an involuntary medical assessment. We're seeing a significant uptick in the amount of applications coming to our doorstep. They have the same authority as a warrant arrest, so we're obligated to expedite the execution of those warrants rather quickly. And that need kind of conflicts with resourcing challenges that we have within the detachment and also with the hospital to accommodate.
That's a
Yeah,
question.
I just wanted to thank the Sergeant and Inspector. When I first opened this, I noticed a significant drop already in the theft of the B&E. So whatever you're doing, amazing. Thank you very much. I've also noticed a presence on River Road. So whether you're doing, a couple more patrols or I don't know. But I have noticed that you are out way more than I've noticed in the past.
Any further questions? Councilor Mondar, he's on Zoom.
Hi there, guys. Just want to thank you for all the hard work you're doing, and being a South End resident, we appreciate the presence on River Road. But I'd still like to advocate for more patrols, and the radar trap on Sunday morning was terrific, and hopefully that'll mitigate some of the racing and some of the other things that we see basically on a weekend in the hundreds of occurrences from the motorcycles and the racing that's going on River Road. So, but thanks again for everything.
I'm sure that the recipients of the paper souvenirs, would disagree, but, we would appreciate the recognition of our efforts. Thank you.
I had one paper souvenir 2 years ago, right? Didn't talk one we had. Thank you. So you have something further,
Yeah, just with respect to resourcing, so this was, at the time this was published, so early April, we had 9 vacancies of our regular members. So just currently, we have 8, as of today, we have 8 regular member vacancies. But we're happy to report that we have 8 individuals or members that have been named to come in. So we have 2 coming in July, and then it's transfer season for the RCMP mostly. So we'll have members trickling in between kind of mid-July and then late fall. I guess we have a couple of people that are coming in from British Columbia, one from Alberta, and then some internal within the province here. So that's good news. So our resourcing picture is starting to get a bit better, and we have lost a couple of people. We had actually 2 go to the musical ride this past week to start their adventure there. But again, we have people trickling in, and overall, we're quite happy with where things are going, and we also realize that can change in a moment's notice. But and then we carry out a few soft vacancies with 3 on different parental leaves and on long-term sick leave as well. So, but overall, quite promising resource pictures. So we're pleased with that.
It's both an encouraging or exciting and a challenging time at the same time. We are encouraged in the fact that with our departures, we have people coming back to backfill identified already. So it's just a matter of waiting. In years in the past, that light at the end of the tunnel was a little unclear. So we know where people are going to be expected and where they're going to fall into our resource plan.
that's great.
And just one final note to keep in mind, but so Depot and our recruiting efforts have really picked up since COVID, and we're doing there's been a lot of changes at the national level for recruiting. And one significant improvement is that most often than not, people will be able to come back to their home province. So that's something that we're pleased to share, and certainly encourage anybody in the group or beyond to share that, because that's always one of the big apprehensions with joining the Mounted Police, is that you end up anywhere. But now they really recognize the importance of having people come back to their home provinces, and are really at the national level changing that. So just food for thought. And if you're ever in a situation where you can recruit or advocate for the RCMP. That's
Thank you.
everything.
Yes, I was planning on joining these weeks. You're welcome.
Virtually.
I would just like the gun. Just give me the gun.
We can never find anybody that wants to go to Saskatchewan.
Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Gerald.
you.
Thank you for all the great work. Thank you.
Be late. Thank you, Karen. Thank you.
Thank you. Manager reports are attached. The April 2024 monthly progress reports and the indemnity report. They're all attached. Do council members have any questions on any? Council?
Yes, actually, this one is for our CAO, Mr. Olney. I was just wondering how the parking lot is going at the airport. Can you enlighten us on that topic? Or?
Yeah, it's been wet.
It's okay, good.
Yeah, so, and we're working with the contractor to get down there.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, I guess the other, it was more or less an observation. Yeah, I noticed that our enforcement branch, our bylaw enforcement branch has got a lot of work so to speak, on their plate. I'm just wondering if perhaps we should start looking at a more direct approach, in the bylaw for enforcement rather than giving the offending person, many chances to correct the problem, jump straight into, enforcement rather than waste our time.
Well, I mean, there's rules and legislation to follow.
Yeah. No, I understand
Yeah,
that.
it's bylaws, you have to, people have rights,
Mhm.
so you have to respect their rights they have and work with them and, you know, our reporting on bylaw and our working on bylaw is based on what people report. We don't go out looking for bylaw infractions, so,
Yeah, I was just wondering if we can streamline the process and.
if we could streamline the process, it would be streamlined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to bring that up.
If you have any ideas, we're open to them.
That's a good one. Thanks.
Okay, any other further comments or questions on the reports? Just very busy, all of you. Thank you so much for your reports. Next item, bylaws and policy. Organizational bylaw 4377, the committee appointments. It was drawn to our attention under the bylaws of the Selkirk Weed Board. Their bylaw states there has to be 2 members. So Councillor Feeblecoin, you were named before. Will you allow your name to stand to go back
Yes.
on the list? Okay, thank you. And also it's been amended because of the new committee for myself to be appointed a member of the Age Friendly Committee. We passed a resolution a couple of meetings ago. Oh, yes, and all the information was on, contained in the package from Lisa. So any other questions or comments? Okay, whereas Mayor Sewell has been appointed as a member of the Age Friendly Committee as per resolution 2024-146. And whereas council appoints Councillor Feeblecorn as the second member to the Selkirk Weed Control District Board. Therefore, be it resolved that Schedule B committee appointments to organizational bylaw number 4377 be hereby amended as presented. Could I get a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconded by Councillor Hunt. Any further comments? All in favor? Carried. Councillor Mondar? Okay. Carried. Approval of accounts. Be it resolved the council approve the May 24th, 2024 check detail report as presented. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councillor Feeblecorn, seconder. Councillor Mareki. Any comments?
Go ahead. I was gonna say something about the rec centers, but you can go right ahead.
Oh, I have a comment. I discussed this. I sent an email to all council. The payment to the Petersfield Curling Club, the St. Mary's Community Club and the Heritage Center. They're approved in the budget, but as per the policy, they're to submit financial statements. I had sent an email earlier, but Tim, I've not received anything. So I discussed it with the CAO. The easiest way to proceed, we passed this, but I'm not comfortable signing those 3 checks. We won't sign the check. Francis will hold them back until all of council sees the financial statements. Counselor.
Is it up to us to see them or is it up to staff to see them? And I have, like, it's not like a one-time affair. They're not going away, you know, so some of them may need money for operating. I don't know. I know some of them are still feeling the effects of COVID and that.
Which ones?
I'm not sure. I'm just saying. I'm sure
Well,
some of
that's
them are.
because we don't see the financial statements.
So,
And we always in the past used to see, council would see, we see them from Red River North, we see them from other community groups, we give money, we see them. our own, we haven't been seeing them for, I think, a few years. So 2 weeks is not gonna make a difference if we see them at the next council meeting or see them before, but I'm not comfortable signing those checks. We don't have any clue on the financial, and that's the policy states they have to file them. Well, if council's responsible, that's our fiduciary responsibility. We should be seeing statements.
Was this something that was done in the past?
Yeah, yeah. So we'll just withhold those
Well,
checks.
if they want their money, they'll have to
They'll
give
have
us
to
their
send
latest
it.
financial statements.
And it's clear in the policy, this has to be done for them to receive the grant funding. Because at this point, we don't know, I don't know, when it passed.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
Okay. Well, then, we'll just hold them back until we get financial statements, those 3 checks. But any questions on the other checks?
I just say to say the sooner the better to get that money over to the clubs if we can get that.
Well, we'll see if, an earlier email said, Tim said you were gonna send it to Teresa. So see if anybody's got statements. Okay, but we'll hold, when Brett and I sign this week, we'll hold those back. Any other further comments? Okay, we've got a mover and a seconder, all in favor? Sorry. Counselor Mondor, you're on the screen that's really small. So if you want to speak, could you just interrupt and say you want to, like unmute for a second, say you want to speak? It's hard to see your hand. Okay?
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Correspondence for action. Item 10. Resolve the council authorizes silent auction prize to the 8th annual Kirsten's Walk for Kids fundraising event being held on June 9th, 2024 in Selkirk. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconder. Councillor Feeblecoin. Any further comments? All in favor? Carried. 10.2. Be it resolved that council authorize financial support in the amount of $2,000 to the St. Andrews St. Clements Agricultural Society for the Triple S Fair and Rodeo event being held July 12th to 14th, 2024 in Selkirk. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Feeblecoin, seconder. Deputy Mayor Dornbos, any further comments? All in favor? Carried. Three, Lord Selkirk Education Center, Adult Learning Center. This is a new one for us. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Lord Selkirk Education Center's Adult Education Students Graduation Ceremony, which is being held on June 24th in Selkirk. And further, that council authorize a donation of to be put towards assisting with the ceremonial event. I did contact the organizer. They have 30 students graduating, 6 are St. Andrews residents. This is the first time we've had a request for money, and the only thing council's comfortable for past, we gave them $100 towards their event. Or council, whatever.
There's 16 Andrews people, our students graduating. I'd like to see a little bit more than $100.
Well, actually, we already give scholarships to the high school. We donate a lot. And to be fair, we gave $100 to pass. Any further comment?
I'm okay with $100.
Councilor Mondor?
I don't really have any comments about it. I just I don't really want to give them any money, to tell you the honest truth.
That's all right.
I'm okay with 100, like, what do we give the other comp, what do we give them for?
1,500. This is a new one for us. They might have had this past with first time we've been contacted, but I think just to be fair, we give past $100 to help them out.
Adult education was, where I'd like to go $200, but
No, I'd swear
Have
100.
they given any indication what they were looking for? Like, it was their,
Just they want someone to attend the luncheon, which I could go if nobody else is interested to go. I could go and support towards the meal. So, okay, so authorize a donation of $100.
Start with that, sure.
Yeah, because it's a new event. Is everybody fine with myself attending? Yes. Okay, so be it resolved, Mayor Sewell be authorized to attend Lord Selkirk Education Center's annual education students grad ceremony, June 24th in Selkirk. And further, that council authorize a donation of $100 to be put towards assisting with the ceremonial event. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconder. Councillor Feeblecorn. Any further comments? All in favor? Those opposed? Okay, so that is carried. And Gimli High School Awards presentation, June 24th. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Gimli grad ceremony held June 24th in Gimli. Ours is, I believe, 11:30 in the morning. Lisa, was 11:30 or 1:30?
I think it's 1:30.
1:30. I would ask this just be filed for information. Lisa got confirmation. This year it's gonna be held outside. We don't formally do the award as we present the award as we do in Selkirk. There's basically a photo op after and you meet St. Andrew student getting the award. So I think they'll understand it's a long ways to go for a photo op. So I won't be attending. So can we just file this for information?
It's also on the same night as the adult education students grad.
No, this one is at, what did we say, 11:30 or 1 o'clock?
Oh,
This one
1:30,
is at
1:30.
7 o'clock at night. Okay, file for information. City of Selkirk, be it resolved, the council authorize sponsorship to the city of Selkirk in the amount of, in support of the 2024 Canada Day festivities. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Feeblecorn, seconder.
what's the amount?
We have to discuss it. Okay, Councillor Hunt, we'll put it on the table to discuss. This is different. My understanding is this is different than the Tripolis Fair and Rodeo that we have in the budget. And I believe, I don't know if this is yet again a different one from the fireworks we donate, or is this the fireworks?
It's my understanding this is the same, the Canada Day.
We do have a budget for Canada Day events, yes. Not fireworks.
$1,000 we gave them last year.
I'm not sure the amount, but I know we've got an amount in there. Is that right? Yeah.
So it was 1,000 last year.
So you don't know what's in that, but what we budgeted for, because there was a couple of other names like, Petersfield, Netley Creek area and the
Yeah, but
rectory.
this resolution, we're just discussing
I
the
know,
Selkirk
but
one.
I just make sure we have enough money in the budget to also satisfy those requests as well.
If I could just add a comment, we did add extra budget lines this year for other communities, community centers as well. Yeah.
I'm good with 1,000.
But we've given this in the past. Okay, so it's in the amount of $1,000. Councilor Monder, do you have any comments? Yes, okay, all those in favor? Opposed? That is carried. Marine Museum of Manitoba. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Marine Museum of Manitoba's 50th anniversary grand opening event. Actually, it's not a grand opening, it's an anniversary, 50th anniversary, being held in Selkirk on June 1st. It's at the Marine Museum. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Mareki, seconder. Councillor Feeblecorn, who would like to attend? Councillor Hunt, I'll be attending.
No, that's fine. There's two of you going, that's good.
Yeah, well, I've got it here, so I just, but if you'd like to go, that's fine. It's just, it's in Selkirk at the Marine Museum.
No, it's okay. We've got representation.
Okay. All those in favor? Carried. Councillor Mondo, you're in favor or you're opposed?
I put my hand up.
It's
In
like
favor, in favor.
need a reaction. on this.
I said in favor. I'm in favor of somebody going to the Marine Museum for their celebration.
The addition to the agenda was, be it resolved that whoever like,
Sorry, point of order on 10.6, I'll take this on.
oh, I'm sorry. There was no resolution, didn't print off. I don't have a resolution on that. Okay, the attachment is for the annual parade, July 13th in Selkirk. What is council's wishes, what to do this year? Last year was, I always have a car arranged to go in. Does council want to float? Does council, you're okay just going in a car? If somebody else wants to go, I can arrange another convertible.
I have a car show that day at Mallard Park. We've had Cruiser's car show.
No.
I don't believe I'll be able to attend.
Councilor Mondar? You're muted.
I have to work that day, so I would not be able to attend.
Okay. Okay, then, so then you're all fine with, I'll arrange for, be it resolved that Marisol will be authorized to attend the Selkirk Fair Parade and Rodeo. Okay, could I have a mover, please? Councillor Hunt, seconder, Deputy Mayor Dorn. All in favor? Carried. Gordon, 10.8. Gordon Howard Lunch and Learn, June 26th. Be it resolved that be authorized to attend the Gordon Howard Center Lunch and Learn, which is being held on June 26th, 2024 in Selkirk. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconded by Councillor Feeblecoin. They had this before. It's Gordon Howard. Well, everything's attached. They want to have like a complex built, and I was double booked when they had this event. Now it's sort of, they're gonna move forward and give all the plans and ideas that came forward. I am not able to attend.
So I am unable to attend that.
So is anyone willing to? Councilor Maraki?
Sure.
So be it resolved that Councilor Maraki be authorized to attend. Okay, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Correspondence for information, it's the St. Andrews Airport Board of Directors meeting minutes. Any comments or questions? No? We have no older unfinished business, new business, 13.1, July and August Committee of the Whole meetings cancellations. Is everyone fine that we cancel the Committee of the Whole for July and August? And just, because in that month we have first Tuesday meeting with planning for July and August. Is everyone fine with that? Councilor Mondar?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Be it resolved that the July 15th and August 19th, 2024 Committee of the Whole meetings be hereby canceled. Could I have a mover, please? Councilor Mareki, seconder. Councilor Hunt, all in favor? Carried. Item 13.2. Whereas the developers required to enter into a development agreement with municipality as a condition of approval for subdivision S 23-3026. And whereas the development agreement has been prepared to include the items deemed necessary by the municipality, including preparation of an engineering lot grade and drainage plan if required. The dwelling on the existing lot shall be required to connect to the municipal sewer services within 1 year of the execution of the development agreement and any other standards deemed necessary by the municipality. Now therefore be it resolved that the Arm of St. Andrews authorize signing of the development agreement with Michael Fountain. Could I have a mover, please? Councillor Feeblecorn, seconder. Councillor Mareki. Admin, do you have any comments on this? Is there anything?
Braden, I did talk to Braden about it. It's just a very standard development agreement. There's no new lot being made. It's basically a boundary adjustment between two neighbors, so it's a very simple subdivision.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Next item, we have one matter. Camera. Be it resolved that council move in camera at 6:58 PM to discuss matters that are in preliminary stages and respecting which discussion in public could prejudice the municipality's ability to carry out its activities or negotiations, as well as legal and personnel issues. And further be it resolved that the members of council agree to keep in confidence a matter that is discussed at a meeting that is closed to the public under subsection 152(3), and that the committee decides to keep confidential until the matter is discussed in a meeting of council or a committee conducted in public. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconder, Councillor Feeblecorn. All in favor? Carried. We are now in camera. Thank you, everyone. We're out of in camera. Be it resolved that council move out of in camera at 7:40 PM. Could I have a mover, please? Deputy Mayor Dornbos, seconder, Councillor Hunt. All in favor? Carried. Now there is a resolution coming in from out of in camera. I will be abstaining from the vote. I turn this over now to Deputy Mayor Dornbos to read the resolution, please.
Item 16.1, Code of Conduct. Be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of St. Andrews receive and accept the confidential Legacy Bowes investigative report dated April 17th. Council Mareki, seconder. Council Feeblecorn, all in favor? Carried.
Thank you. So that ends the order of business for this evening. Be it resolved that council meeting be adjourned at 7:41 PM. Could I have a mover, please? Councilor Hunt, seconder. Councilor Mareki. All in favor? That is carried. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you.